still in the Rawdah area. I remember I was going to move in this apartment. Okay. Moving. Ajman. The masjid. Never prayed in here. A little school bus. Now they have some bus services that you can order similar to the method of an Uber, and you can get basically discounted rates, and you're able to go where you need to go. Very easy. Very easy. The buses look pretty decent. Buses look pretty decent. They come on time. I think my neighbor was using them to go to school. He went to some type of night school, whatever he was going to school for, and he used the service and he said it was pretty good. So that's available also. All right, now talking about rent again. When it comes to rent, the most famous question, how much, right? So if we're saying monthly, let's say US currency. So I usually tell people it depends, of course, where you're living. Some sections vary, but usually standard as far as 2-bedroom apartment, decent, clean, very well put together, fairly new, if not brand new, and usually that's insignificant if it's new or not. But it usually runs anywhere between, I say, $575 to maybe $950 US dollars. So $575, $580 a month. Maybe you can find something for $500 to $950. That's 2-bedroom. Possible 3-bedroom, depending on the area. Okay, so it's not decent size. You can have a living room, long hallway, guest room, 2-bedroom, medium or small kitchen. Usually they have a medium-sized kitchen. You usually don't get a large kitchen for that amount, but it will be medium size or small. And so anything that's 1,000 and up, 1,200, that's usually either a duplex or some type of townhouse or a small villa, starting at like 1,200, right? And that's usually 3 or 4 bedrooms. In some cases I've seen 5 bedrooms, right? Starting about 1,200. So it's all available. Sometimes, like, see that across the street, that villa. Just say, for example, you rented out that villa, which I don't think it'd be very expensive. But probably US dollars, you're looking at maybe between $1,100 and $1,500 a month for that villa, right? And I've seen various, type villas, but something small like that, right? This apartment probably has 2 bedrooms. You got some 1 bedrooms, you know? So 1 bedroom is usually like 545 or anywhere between 26,000 dirhams to, I seen some for 30,000 dirhams a year. This is yearly. And the reason why is it depends on the area. It also depends primarily on the area. Because even if it's freshly renovated, they're not going to charge you that much. I don't think so. You know, renovated or new doesn't make that much of a difference. You know, so, you know, that's the thing. But yeah, here's some of the neighborhoods. Got neighborhoods to there. You got a lot of tea places, a lot of businesses. Of course, food does real good. If you open up something in a local area around here, you'll do very good. So local areas do really good. Restaurant Rock. Never been here. Rock Restaurant. I wonder what that is. Rock Restaurant. More people starting to come out. Oh, they building this building too. Another apartment building. Another apartment building. Now it's been a while since I've been around this area, and I noticed they built a lot of things. This is the back area of Rawdah. I see over here they got a new villa. Got a masjid right there. So it's always a new developing area. It's a seafood restaurant. Oh, I've never seen that one. This is like Emirati, Pakistani area. As you know, some of the actual, like the pavement is not that well developed. But of course you got streets, paved streets. It's another apartment over there. Excuse my camera work. I'm trying to, some people, of course, they don't want to be filmed. I don't want to film them necessarily, if I can avoid it. So yeah, that's what's going on. Now, local jobs, all right? Oftentimes, Westerners, they haven't tried or attempted to get local jobs, as maybe a lobbyist or receptionist, or working at a postal service or delivery service. But yeah, those jobs are available. I think people have to kind of modify or alter or compromise some of their standards a little bit in order for survival mode. In the future, I'm going to try to interview some of the immigrants and foreigners that's living in UAE and get some input from them. Oh, there's another nice villa. Somebody's property. They got villas all back here. Yeah, I'm trying to interview some of the immigrants and get some input on what method do they use when they come to foreign lands, right? Or when they go to a place that they intend to, basically immigrate to and be there long term. How do they start, right? How do they collectively work together with people from their home country? Right? So I'm going to try to get some input from them, and I'm going to upload that as well. Inshallah, I think that'll be interesting. See some of the methods. Like, for example, I know one individual that I asked this question to. I said, well, what do you do? He said, well, you start from basic start from the bottom. So, for example, a food truck. He could be, for example, an engineer. Maybe, I think this guy was motorcycle, sorry. Yeah, I think this guy was in the medical field or pharmaceutical, something like that. But he used the example of, like, you know, for many of his friends being engineers, you know, there's no shame in them working on a hot dog truck or a food truck until they're able to save enough money, and in many cases put their money together, maybe puts his money together with his friends to open up a business or have a joint business, you know, partnership, and they're willing to do that. And it works out, you know. But because they don't have a lot of pride, and it's not an ego thing as far as what they're working, what they're doing, they're able to push, you know, it's able to work. They're able to work, which is good. Some more houses. So I think that's good. So us as Westerners, we have a lot to learn. I think we could take a lesson from that if you really want to be overseas long term. And also try to somewhat clarify or dispel the difference between studying for a particular period of time and then going back and teach or helping your communities that are in need, and the difference between actually living and making everyday study your routine or your daily life. Because no matter where you are as a Muslim, you should be having, you know, your basic Islamic studies, Quran and classes, and, you know, like this, right? If you're learning Arabic, whatever you're particularly doing, that should be your norm or your habit anyway. Now, this original area was called Zahra. Now I think they call it Rawdah. I've been to this area many times. Many times. And I think I won't cut down there. I've been down there a number of times. So I think I'll go further down. These guys there. Tea shops. More stuff across the street. So this was Zahra. I think in the 80s and the 90s, this was pretty much nothing but desert. And then it was known as, at that time it was known as Zahra. But now it kind of changed. These little mini supermarkets are kind of reasonable. They're not too expensive in my opinion. Definitely nowhere near American price. You can get your basic necessities, even on these back streets. Another car wash. If you got a car wash, they got car wash. Car washes like you would have corner stores. See, when I was here, when I checked this particular street, they didn't have this villa. So now they have it. Now they got this villa. So of course there's villas back there. I would take a look, but I don't know, maybe I get lost. Sometimes it's like a maze when you go back there. You can't get too lost, but it gets a little tricky sometimes. Back there they have more, but it's a beautiful area. It's a beautiful area. Rawdah, I definitely suggest, if you're going to be in Ajman, this is a good area in terms of suburban or suburb type life. Very quiet. I like peace. I don't like the big city. I mean, after you work in the city all day, you don't want to come back to another, noisy or crowded place. You know, Ajman is not really that crowded anyway. But, some more places. Yeah, I haven't been down here in a long time. It's an older villa. Now I shared with some brothers, people ask questions about, buying a place and it's too expensive. Of course, if you try to target Dubai specifically, they try to benefit and profit off of people wanting to be in Dubai. So some of the prices there are a bit outrageous, of course, right? To be in Dubai, or to buy something in Dubai, I would start with land and build from the ground up on the outskirts far away from the city, right? So maybe between Dubai and whatever neighboring little small town on the outskirts, because they do have that. That's one thing. Whereas though it's like newly developed or maybe not developed or underdeveloped, right? So I would try that as a method as opposed to just trying to, buy a huge home. So that's one situation. The other affair is like, basically, I try to go in neighborhoods or areas like Kuwait. That's good to try to buy something from there. Kuwait. It's pretty cheap. And you can buy something old where it doesn't need, massive repair work, right? It's in fair condition with the walls, with the electric, with gas lines or what have you. And you fix it up. You fix it up. You fix it up. You do room at a time, you do floor at a time, whatever the case may be. But definitely, you can find something that you can fix up, 60,000, 70,000, 80,000, right? You can find something like that. Absolutely. I wouldn't tell anyone you can't, because that wouldn't be true. That wouldn't be accurate. Yeah, so there's different things you can do. A lot of people out today. Very comfortable Emirati area. But at least you have a chance to buy a property. Some countries, it becomes a little bit more challenging, Some places where people like in Europe or specifically even Muslim countries, a person has to spend some serious money, just to own some properties, So I always tell everyone, invest in a place that you want to be in. So, for example, if you're in Albania, if that's what you like, with the Muslims, or you in Bosnia, or you in Senegal, or you live in Uganda, or wherever you live at, wherever you choose to be, specifically the Muslim countries, if you intend to be in a Muslim country, then you should buy something. But if it's so outrageous, whereas though you can't really buy anything, or if it's too difficult, to buy something, then I wouldn't suggest anyone spending that kind of money. It kind of defeats the purpose, All right, so we're coming up on more apartments. They got apartments down this way. Kind of surprised I was able to walk this far. I don't think I remember this area. Not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. But that's a little look at the neighborhood. Now I think I'm going to turn down here and film down here.